All right. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening or good day. I'm going to read my third article from my collection of articles from the August. It was published on the 9th of the 5th, 2019, under the pioneering feature articles I had to write for every Thursday called Education Watch. The topic that they chose for this particular Thursday was we cannot allow school outcomes to suppress us. Now, I do not give the titles. I wrote the article and then they basically put the caption on. And they also choose what picture they want to put with the article. So my limit was 1,800 words every week, alhamdulillah. And then basically it gets published every week. So here's my third article in my group of articles I cut out and I pasted into an August as a kind of a portfolio. Okay. Fundamentally, this is a quote I took from Kader Asmal, who used to be the Minister of Education in 2001. He says, fundamental human rights get violated in South African classrooms every day because of the absence of a clear and shared value system in schools. If a workable and shared value system was not established and nurtured in schools, there was a risk of classrooms turning into a battleground between anarchic freedom masquerading as human rights and an authoritarian backlash masquerading as moral regeneration. Unquote. School is human rights violation by Kader Asmal, Minister of Education. Now that's a quote from his particular article that he wrote, and I'll continue with my article now. 18 years later, so this was done in 2019, on the 9th of the 5th, 2019. 18 years later, and after many ministers of education, we are still in the same boat and sinking. The British bureaucratic system of education, law, governance, and voting is still intact. Einstein teaches that old frameworks cannot create new possibilities. And neuroscientists agree that when only one part of the brain is stimulated, creativity is impossible because the brain needs multiple whole brain stimuli. Every experience is raw material for the brain to fashion new ideas. Restrictive, prescriptive curricula based on preset outcomes stifle the brain's creativity. Thus, schools kill creativity, says Sir Ken Robinson. The stupidity of school outcomes creates a stupefied society that with time will only know violence to right wrongs. The British cultural class system has crept into every facet of our lives. Brilliantly planned since the 1600s. To ensure British culture, grade-based education, and research, in inverted commas, that make people believe sheer nonsense. Even if the research is flawed and apologized for by the Stellenbosch University, the psychological damage would have been done and difficult to undo. This comes from an article, a research that Stellenbosch University, white girls, did to state that colored people are naturally not as intelligent, and it created a massive problem. Creativity and open learning models that provide children with a myriad of exposures to discover themselves are often marginalized by bureaucrats in the system that serve exploitation. The late Asmal also asked how anyone could talk of a right to freedom of expression when students, teachers, and parents were discouraged from speaking out, unquote. Those who see through the smokescreen of education and media that dumb down the masses are labeled as the mad people who keep themselves clever, inverted commas. Those who see through the smokescreen of education and media that dumb down the masses are labeled as the mad people who keep themselves clever. Those who see through the smokescreen, I'm reading it 3 times so that people can understand this. This is what I'm writing. Those who see through the smokescreen of education and media that dumb down the masses are labeled as mad people who keep themselves clever, inverted commas. But schools can change if principals and teachers revisit their profession. They can turn their specialization into humble professional experience that is open for the input from other disciplines. When one is holistically aware and open to become multi-skilled, one is able to be creative. Consider ourselves to be a trauma unit of a hospital where each specialist from doctor to cleaner knows what holistic functioning together is to save the life of the patient. Let the holistic self of each child become the life to save. Let us truly be their parents and create all they need in the school they attend. Really make it their home business and make it their home business and welcome their parents too. People are resources to the world, not burdens. Because the West is trying to make us believe that there's an overpopulation. And this is not part of the article, I'm just commenting. And therefore you have to reduce the population in order to have enough resources, which is a lot of nonsense. The rich consume 80% of the resources, and 80% they are 20% of the people. And 80% of the people have the scraps, the 20% of the resources. So it's not about there's too many people. There's a disproportionate kind of use of resources. That's why the rich and the affluent are suffering all sorts of illnesses such as obesity, etc., from overeating. And the masses are suffering and dying of hunger. Back to my article. Let us truly be their parents and create all they need in the school they attend. Really make it their home business and welcome their parents too. People are resources to the world, not burdens. Children are blessings, not nuisances. Let's truly value the integrity. The external assessment and monitoring culture shuts out the healing hormones and create various physical and social illnesses through unnecessary stresses. Let's relax, live and rise above the school benchmarks, and inverted commas. Let us bring holistic value into our schools. And that's the end of this article that was published on the 9th of the 5th, 2019. Thank you.